The most powerful voice you will ever hear is the one no one else can. The unseen engine. Every human being walks the world with a voice echoing silently in their mind, a narrator unseen yet ever present. It whispers through choices, floods moments of stillness, and often masquerades as truth. But this monologue is not divine. It is not neutral. It is not even truly yours, not at first. It is shaped by fear, by memory, by culture, by trauma. It is inherited, mimicked, fragmented, and most people never tame it. They let it run wild, like a rogue algorithm with access to the controls of identity. They do not realize that the inner monologue isn't just commentary. It is architecture. It builds the corridors of perception. It lays the foundation of reality. To ignore it is to surrender control to a voice that may not be loyal to your purpose. Voice versus noise. The average mind is filled with static, snippets of memory, emotional residue, unresolved tension. But beneath the noise, there is a more consistent presence. The voice. The inner narrator. It's not just what you think, it's how you think it. And for most, this voice is undisciplined. It catastrophizes without cause, narrates defeats that haven't happened, and replays conversations like a broken oracle. It speaks with confidence yet lacks clarity. It wears your tone, but speaks on behalf of everything that has tried to shape you. The tragedy is not that this voice is loud, it's that it's believed. The birth of command. There comes a moment, often quiet, often after pain, when a person realizes they do not have to believe every thought they think. That realization is a fracture in the illusion, a soft rebellion. From that fracture, a new voice can be born, not one of reaction, but one of command. This is the beginning of sovereignty, when your internal world starts asking, is this useful, rather than is this familiar? When you stop living inside a monologue and begin editing it. This is not spiritual fluff. This is tactical. You cannot build a life of precision while a chaotic narrator governs your cognition. Methods of taming. Taming the monologue is not about silencing the mind. It is about domesticating the wild, teaching the internal voice to serve the mission, not sabotage it. Some methods. Naming the voice. Learn to separate your awareness from your narration. When the voice speaks, ask, who is speaking? If it is fear, name it. If it is memory, mark it. Once named, it can be redirected. Rewriting scripts. Challenge default phrases. Replace I can't with what would it take? Replace this always happens with this is data. Language builds internal architecture. Emotional filtering. Don't let emotion hijack cognition. Notice the tone of your inner voice, rage, panic, sorrow, and reroute it through structure. Emotional monologues must pass through strategic filtration. Cognitive minimalism. Reduce unnecessary narration. Most thoughts are echoes, not insight. Create intentional pauses. Cut the mental filler. Constructing an internal lexicon. Build a vocabulary of clarity. Words are programming. Craft your internal language like you're coding a system. Precise, modular, elegant. Silence as power. Taming the voice does not mean replacing it with noise of your own. It means knowing when not to speak internally. Silence is not absence. It is clarity's resting state. When the monologue quiets, not through suppression but through understanding, the mind becomes a still pool. Reflection becomes possible. Awareness becomes active. Decision becomes sovereign. This silence is not emptiness. It is readiness. From monologue to command console, the final stage is not muteness. It is interface. The inner monologue becomes a command console, a tool, not a tyrant. Thought becomes intentional. Language becomes strategic. The voice that once spoke endlessly now speaks only when summoned and only in service of clarity, focus, or design. This is the tamed monologue, not silenced, not obliterated, disciplined. It is no longer a voice you endure, it is a voice you wield. The voice in your head is not you, but it can be yours.